An academician, a writer, a litigator, an entrepreneur, a mentor to many, a beloved professor of law, and more importantly, a luminary in the field of social justice, and a kind and a humble man. Hello, everybody. My name is Tanya. Welcome to the Monday Motivation Series by LegalEdge, and today we are talking about none other than Professor Shamnad Basheer. Albert Einstein once said, "It is the supreme art of a teacher to awaken joy in creative expression and knowledge." And I sincerely believe that Mr. Bashir is the quintessential example for this quote. I think the introduction suffices to say that the man juggled a lot of hats, and how well, might I add. He studied in NLSIU Bangalore, later at Oxford. He's taught in India and US and is globally acclaimed as one of the most beloved professors of law, especially in the field of intellectual property rights. As an academician, he is most popular for his blog Spicy IP, which still produces a lot of great blogs and articles about updates and amendments in the field of intellectual property right. As a litigator, he is most popularly known for the Novartis case. But I think the reason Mr. Bashir is so well acclaimed and so loved by everybody who had the privilege of knowing him personally is because of his virtues of kindness and humility. He was an excellent mentor because he took pride in watching his students excel in whatever field they opted for. He believed that law and education are both shields as well as weapons and must be wielded carefully. He instilled the idea in their students that as a student who has the access and privilege of being part of the legal fraternity, they must use it to make it more accessible for all those who wouldn't have the chance otherwise. Mr. Bashir was a storyteller. I think one of the reasons he was so popular with his students was because he genuinely believed that law should not be taught in a boring or an instructional manner, as he himself put it. He believed law was a accumulation of a lot of different studies and areas of interest and discourses that came together and made law what it is. And that is how law should be read. That is how interest in the field is to be cultivated. And I assure you, if you ever get a chance to look at some of his lectures, which are still present online, you're going to be equally in awe of the man. I wish I had half the finesse or eloquence that he had when he spoke to a room, because I think that is the only way to do justice when speaking about the man himself. But he believed in engaging the students into the field. And more importantly, when we talk of Mr. Bashir, the first thought that comes to mind, most importantly, is his ideas of what it is like to have access to law as a field and why accessibility to legal profession and increasing diversity in it is so important. Mr. Bashir was the champion of cause of inclusivity and diversity. In fact, it is him and his team that is attributed for one of the more progressive provisions of copyright law that states that converting the material that is protected by copyright and converting it into something more accessible for people who suffer from disabilities would not be considered as copyright infringement. His organization, IDIA, Increasing Diversity by Increasing Access, has at its core the aim to give more and more accessibility to the legal fraternity to those underprivileged children who would not have had a chance to walk down the corridors of law otherwise. You'd be happy to know that LegalEdge has also been associated with this organization since 2012 and in 2018 was awarded the IDIA Championship Award. And at the heart of all these discussions, the man of the hour himself, Mr. Bashir. He was a revolution in the field of legal fraternity and an inspiration to writers, teachers, academicians, students, litigators, entrepreneurs, and everybody who saw law as an instrument of social change. So for a man who has so much knowledge, so many great experiences, so many virtues to share, who constantly continues to be on and on an inspiration to each person who comes and becomes a part of the legal fraternity and more and outside. There is so much that you and I can learn from his life, his knowledge, his ideals, and his legacy. But if there are two key takeaways that I really want you guys to incorporate as you begin this week fresh, is A, remember his ideals of how he views education. Acknowledge what a privilege it is to have access to education and knowledge, and use this to the best of your abilities as you apply it in your life ahead. Tomorrow, when you are going to be part of the legal fraternity, on your shoulders is going to lie the responsibility of knowing that law is not just about enforcing rights, but also about living up to the obligations that it enshrines in itself. And the second thing is to be kind and humble as you go through life. When success is going to manifest in your life, and I am sure it would, be humble about it. Take your success and your failures in stride as part of life, and always keep your goals and your aims as the main agenda and keep your eyes focused on it. And I assure you that there is nothing standing in your way of becoming a great lawyer in your own life. Thank you so much for sticking till the end of this video. If you like such content, then please remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel of LegalEdge. Follow us on our social media handles of Telegram, Facebook, as well as Instagram. We keep updating and churning out more interesting content over there too. So we hope to see a lot more of you here on our channel. Thank you so much.